Welcome to the Pro-Black Perspective, where black problems are addressed with black solutions. Your host tonight is the author of the Pro-Black Compendium and Zuberi and the Maroons of Ma'at, the Pan-African Nationalist, Oni. Oni, what are we discussing tonight?
All right. Okay. So for those of you who might have been paying attention, yeah, good for y'all. But anyway, looks like this is trial 2. We're going to talk about dating while black, the unspoken advice. All right. This is an essay. I just wrote it. I woke up this morning. Somebody asked me a question. I woke up this morning and I said, you know what? What about I write an essay as a response? It took me about an hour and 30. But realistically, this is pretty much going to summarize how you want to move if you're dating while black. Okay? This is the unspoken advice that not enough of us got. You know, shout out to the people in the chat, if anybody's in the chat. I did have an earlier chat. I did have an earlier video that unfortunately had to get wiped. So, you know, it is what it is. But let's keep going right here. So it says the fundamental truth of dating while black is most black people will be ineligible romantic partners under scrutiny. And that's including many who are going to read this and agree. Right? The upside is the solution is very simple and straightforward. So this essay will be brief, informative, and serve as a guide. Okay? So shout out to the chat. There are 4 fundamental ways to summarize a romantic interest. And these 4 are this. Look, the body, okay, the character, the reputation, and the cost. Now, you need to date with the explicit goal of assessing these 4 attributes. Most people don't. Most people date to have sex, love, or eventual marriage. This always leads to failure. Always. You want to date with the 4 attributes in mind and be intelligent about it. Intelligent because most people will lie. Again, most people will lie. If you don't work on anything else, work on assessing people. Your first assessment should be on yourself. All right? So let's go check the chat again. See what Guan Revolutionary Matron. So greetings, everyone. She's back. So shout out to Revolutionary Matron. Shout out to everybody who's going to be here. Now let's see. Now body, I'll see, is your easiest assessment. Okay, how is your fitness? How sexy are you? How do you compare against others? Are you athletic? How's your endurance? The things you are capable of with your body really relates to how well you treat it, and what your body says about you is how you'll be treated in the dating world. Okay? Granted, I want to grant you this. Many mediocre people will overlook mediocrity in others. But if you're looking for mediocrity, right, then why are you even reading about dating? Just wave down the next passerby, right? Since you want to eat from the top shelf, seek to have a top shelf body. Fortunately, most people cannot lie about their body. They can lie about improving theirs, though. The advice of the century is to do not date someone without a body you want to date. Even if you tell yourself you don't want a fit, athletic human machine, right? Okay, cap. All right. Even if you say you don't, do not date what you don't want, because in the long run, it will spoil your relationship. It's only common sense. Let's check back with the chat, see what's up. Still matron, but shout out to the matron. Right now, if anybody has any questions, definitely shoot them. Obviously, best weight is actually a skit for I think Mad TV, but the best weight loss advice if you need weight loss is eat less, move more. Let's say eat less, move more. Obviously, you also want to, do some bodybuilding, however that means. But basically, realistically, don't date what you're not really aesthetically attracted to because it will compound. But let's keep going. Character is the easiest assessment to lie about. Okay? You see how I said body is the easiest assessment? Character is the easiest assessment to lie about. This is really important. This makes it the hardest to assess. Character can be your interest in books and movies, your philosophical beliefs, your sense of self-worth and self-discipline, and even how you talk, what you enjoy talking about, why you do, and when you do, right? Without intentionality, your character assessments will fail because any intelligent purpose, talking to you for naive purposes, sex, marriage, love, will exploit your assessment weaknesses for their gain, including lying. Again, this is an intelligent person. To understand this, right, I want you to think of this scenario. Imagine you want to marry a rich person, right? One rich person takes an interest in you, however. So you got one option. You want to marry a rich person, one rich person takes an interest in you. Now look, that limited option, that's something, right? Now they communicate that they are really into something you find lame. It could be anything, whatever. If you want to marry this person, i.e., they are your ticket to your interest, do you tell them no and never see them? Or do you tell them yes and see where things go? Right? An intelligent but unwise person will say yes. This example is better understood when you replace marriage with sex or love. You understand? You want to marry, you want to have sex with a person. You want to have sex with someone, or you want to have love. You want to find love, right? So, what do you do? If like for instance, you find a sexy person and you want to have sex. You find a sexy person. What do? And they're like, hey, I'm really into LARPing. I'm really into Dungeons and Dragons. Whatever it could be, and you're not into it. What do? You say, Dungeons and Dragons. I just want to have sex. I don't want to be involved in your interests. Okay, well, fuck you. Get away. Or I just want to be loved, but I'm not really into 2K. Okay, that's fine. People don't do that. In the real world, people don't do that. And because in the real world people don't do that, and it's an intelligent thing to do, it's not wise. Remember, intelligence and wisdom are two different things. It's an intelligent thing to try to manipulate your surroundings for your gain, right? Put your food in the fridge is intelligent, right? Put the ice cream in the freezer, that's intelligent. You're manipulating your environment for your own gain, but manipulating people is not really it's not wise. But people will do it. Just letting you know, people will do it. And because people will do it, that's why you have to be extra careful in that respect. Let's keep going. So how do you assess character, right? So here's what it is. Be quiet about your right answer and maybe even lightly challenge it. So if you like documentaries, instead of saying as much, I like documentaries, right? Okay. Well, what's the other person going to say? If they want sex, they want love, they want marriage, what are they going to say? Oh yeah, I love documentaries. Now their documentary might not be the same one as yours, but if that's what you're leading with, that's what they'll follow with, right? So if you like documentaries, instead of saying as much, ask about the type of movies your interest likes. Okay? Even give examples excluding your answer. Action, comedy, thriller. Hey, what kind of movies do you like? Like actions, comedies, thrillers. Now, the person who says, actually, I'm into documentaries myself, is more probably your documentary pal than the person prompted with, do you enjoy watching documentaries? Or the even more naive, the last person I was with didn't watch documentaries. I said never again. So tell me now whether you like documentaries. No lying. Okay, right? A person who wants something from you will say yes. Yes, I do like documentaries. And no one dating you doesn't want something from you. You understand what I'm saying? Everybody who's dating you wants something from you. And they're plotting how to get it. Now, there are good people. There's plotting, there's planning, there's scheming. right? There's good people who are planning how to get it, right? And there's not so good people who are scheming on how to get it. And if you give all the right answers, the schemer, you understand? The schemer. So basically, there's gonna be a dude, like, cause sometimes, like, for instance, I might like documentaries, right? I might be like, hey, you know what? I do want to watch a documentary with somebody, but who likes documentaries? Now, if I'm in the market for a documentary pal, right? If I'm in the market for a documentary pal, right? Then I'll be looking for it. I'll be, I'd want to get that. I'll be planning on how to get that. Talk to a woman. Hey, what do you like? You like movies? What kind of movies do you like? Action, comedy, thriller? And she's like, no, actually, I like documentaries. I'm like, shit, boy, I got it, right? On the other hand, right? If I'm in the market for, if I'm even in the market for comedy pal, or like I said, if I'm in the market for booty, if I'm in the market for booty, and a woman's like, I really want a man who watches documentaries with me. Okay, I can watch a documentary for booty. I'm not, or she's like, I really want a man who watches some rom-coms with me, some comedy. Okay, I can watch some rom-coms for booty if that's what I'm into. That's what I'm into, obviously. But if I'm looking for, if I'm looking for the booty, you feel me? So I'm just saying. I hope I hope the math is mathing. Let me see. See what the other stuff is. So, which brings us to reputation. Okay, reputation is the next one. Reputation is your money, but also more than your money. Okay, reputation is local and communal. In a meta sense, the biggest issue facing black people is our displacement. Many of us are not where we should be at all. But in the personal sense, your reputation is where you are and what's your political, economical, and cultural standing. Your first assessment of reputation is where you are. Are you where you want to be? If not, you're already compromising your relationship happiness. Okay? Now, I don't really explain it in the essay, but I want you to understand that if you're not where you want to be but you're with somebody else, right? You're not there. You understand? There's a distance between you already. And unless they also want to be where you want to be, unless you're both, for some reason, not where you want to be, but you both want to go to the same place, right? Chances are you might be going separate ways. Okay? That's already going to strain you. But anyway, let's keep going. Physically, are you where you want to be politically, economically, and culturally established? This isn't the easiest concept to grasp, so let me give an example. My reputation online is good. I'm a scholar. I'm decently known. But in my hometown, not so much. And in my dream town, not at all. This not so much in my hometown and not at all in my dream town limits my dating pool in both physical spaces. Though I'm not complaining, you know what I'm saying? Boy. Still, primary for you, however, is to understand firstly where your dream town is on this planet, then making it your hometown if it isn't already, and lastly, increasing your reputation there if you aren't already of great repute there. The thing about us as a people is we want to see good coming to good people. So people will want to set you up with the best for you. And not just that, good people want good people. Your ideal partners are already in your dream town or heading there. So if you aren't there, then the odds of you linking are slim to none. Right? So let me give you an example. Let's say my dream town is, let's say I have a wind farm, wind turbines or something let's pretend. Let's say in Kumasi, in Ghana, whatever, right? Well, wind turbines, right? Now, if I don't have no dam, ain't never been to no motherfucker. I've been to Kumasi. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't been there, right? I never been there. I ain't got no wind turbines and so forth. Now, what if there's somebody else who says, hey, you know what? My dream is to have wind turbines in Kumasi. Okay, but they in Kumasi. Now, this is a good woman. She's fine, probably, most likely. You know, she's, like I said, you're working on your body, reputation, your character. She got all that, right? But she's there and I'm not. So how am I meeting her? You know what I'm saying? How? I've never been there. How am I? I ain't got no standing there. Now, difference is like, let's say I got some standing there. I'm like, yo, I got this energy working. I got this wind farm or what have you, right? Let's say I have a hydroponic farm. It don't matter. I have a hydroponic farm, whatever it could be, right? Got this working, right? Now, she might not even be here yet. But now she coming through and she's like, I'm really into hydroponics, right? And I want to be in an African environment. She's like, what? And people are like, yo, there's a brother up there, got a hydroponic farm. He's working pretty good. So now she come through. Hey, how are things? I heard a lot of good things about you. You see the difference? You see the difference? If you're not in your dream town, then why? Then that's what you need to work on. Right? That's what you need to work on, because you're not going to be linking up with people in your dream town if you ain't in your dream town. But I'll leave it at that. Let's see. Because, this is not the longest essay on the planet. Let me see. Okay, I see some comments. Revolutionary Matrix says, so we have to lie and hide who we are to get sex, relationship, or marriage. LOL. They just get Kaylin Walker 50 years for lying to get the pum-pum, right? Well, shit. Okay. I mean, I'm not really familiar with this case, but I think I saw you link it. And but he was doing sexual assault. You know what I mean? Now that's not, what people normally do. like that's abysmal. Well, most people will do, like most people do lie about their interests and all that kind of stuff. Just because, because here's the reality of dating. That's the big fundamental thing about dating is that when somebody says no, and this is what Kaylin probably didn't understand, but when somebody says no, it means no. You know what I mean? And so if you're like, even if you want to get to know somebody, if you like your conversation with somebody, if you like anything about this person, once they say no, that's the end of your engagement with them for life. And that's a heavy price to pay. That's a heavy price to pay, especially if you have, let's say, immediate needs, and the trouble is that most of us do not work on these four fundamental things to the point where we are able to, to progress with other people. You know what I'm saying? So as to say that what the trade-off is, what the misfortune would be for most people is that when they, like, there's an interesting woman, right? Let's say for a man, a man finds an interesting woman, and he's vibing a little. He's vibing a lot. He's not vibing maximally. She wants one thing, and he just likes being around her, right? Now, if he's completely honest, he'll say, you know what? I think there's another man out there for you, and he's not me. And he can say that. You can do that. You can say that. And then what happens is this. She says, well, thank you. I appreciate your honesty. Have a nice life. And then all the fun, everything that he had with her is gone. And that might be the good thing to do. It might be the good thing to do. Be like, hey, you know what? You're interested in this, and I'm not there yet, right? But then he's back to square one. And it might be that, all the women are telling him the same thing. I'm at this point in my life where I'm interested in this. I'm not interested in that. And he's like, okay. Or even there's women who are interested in things he's interested in, but they're like, well, I'm actually a city girl. I want to sleep around, you're into sex, I'm into sex, but I don't want, like, I'm liable to give you a disease. It's complicated. But because the dating pool is so bad for both sides, and because this individual will also be a part of the bad dating pool. You understand? Because this individual is also a part of the bad dating pool. So basically it's bad dating pool mixing with bad dating pool. So yeah, they're gonna lie. They're gonna lie. They're not good. They're not a good part of the dating pool anyway. A lot of people with relationship trouble, honestly, a lot of them are. They're not the best dating pool either. You understand? But that doesn't exclude the fact that you have human needs. And that if you do not meet those needs based off of your honesty, right, then you'll still have those needs. They'll just be exacerbated. And after so many failures, you'll say to yourself, well, what if I was a little bit deceptive? What if I was a little manipulative? What if I lied a little bit? You know? Because if you don't, like I said, if you're not even in your dream town, like there's so many things that are working against us having healthy relationships, and the only thing that we can control, or the only thing that we're aware of what we can do, is to not sabotage ourselves. You know what I mean? Now, obviously, there's a bigger meta sabotage, which is, of course, back to the body, character, reputation, and cost. But we don't, like I said, this is the unspoken advice. You know what I mean? This is the unspoken advice. Beautiful woman, falls on your lap, and you say, no, I'm not the right guy for you. Well, that's fine. That's cool. Good for you, man. You got a cookie. You know what I mean? But, the other guys be like, hey, she fell on my lap. Well, she doesn't know me. Shit. Yeah, I like museums, and I like museums, and I'm a family man. For one woman, you like museums, you're a family man. For the other woman, you like action comedies and gangster music. For the other woman, you're a nympho, whatever it is, whatever it could be. And it's not the best. I mean, obviously what this guy did, the serial rapist, that's different. That's like, I think he assaulted these women. That I would never say that's not normal. Or at least I hope it's not normal. And I don't think that that's something that any good person is going to do. For the most part, you want, this is for good people, right? But let's keep going. So it says more on that. Let's focus on economy. And actually, let me see. Yeah. Let's focus on economy, money is funny, you're going to be laughing by yourself. Okay? Black people get your wealth up. And this is one of the things that's really hurting us too, is that a lot of us, our money's funny. Like we don't got good money. Black people get your wealth up. Granted, some people don't need wealth if they don't mind being a codependent. But that brings us to the fourth and most important attribute for dating. And that's cost. Assess and this is really the most important, like I said. Assess the cost of yourself and the cost of your date, and cost is not monetary. This isn't 1722, okay? What are the needs of your potential partner, and what are your needs? And can you afford their needs, and can they afford yours? A basic need is frequency of sex. Another basic need is social engagement. Another basic need is helpfulness. Another basic need is affirmation. This short list brings to mind what Wazungu calls love languages. Take those with a grain of salt, but also apply some reasoning to the idea of needs as I enumerated, salt to taste, right? Say one person wants infrequent sex, minimal conversation, wouldn't mind help in their business, and wants to be told they are beautiful. Okay? That's reasonable and fine. Doesn't like sex, doesn't like to talk, just kind of wants help with their business, but can go without it, who cares? But they want to be told that they're beautiful. They want that, That's fine. However, look at this. Say they are dating someone who wants frequent sex, is overly chatty, but not too helpful or superficial, right? Now, this date is a reasonable and fine person. It's okay if you like having sex, if you like talking, but you're not really helpful and you're kind of superficial. Or you're not superficial. You're more substantive. You like scholarly discussion or something, right? That's fine. However, right? No, I said the date is reasonable and fine person, but by the cost assessment, i.e., the mutual needs, the two aren't a good pairing. You see? They'll fight over sex, they'll be annoyed by talking patterns, and they'll have lingering self-esteem issues. Okay? One person's like, yeah, I can do without sex. The other person's like, damn, I need to have sex. You know what I mean? One person's like, yeah, I don't really care for chatting. Other one's like, look at this joke I just read. Whatever, right? One person's like, I'm really struggling with this business. The other person's like, I don't know anything about your business, man. That's your business, right? Other person's like, man, I feel like I'm not beautiful. The other person's like, well, I don't look at you for your beauty. I'm not with you for your beauty, which is fine. You could tell somebody that. You could tell somebody that, but again, if the two have different needs, two have different costs. So they'll fight over sex, they'll be annoyed by talking patterns, they'll have lingering self-esteem issues. They are individually good individuals who are intimately incompatible. This is what we have to understand. This is cost. Now, hold on a second. Actually, let me read this one. So I said, how to assess costs is simply getting to know the other person. Many times people will tell on their costs. The trick is to let them tell on their cost, reminding yourself that people will lie to get from you what they want. The above example that sounds like an unreasonable pairing is a common pairing because honestly, some people find changing people as a challenge or don't believe the other person or just want some of that body, character, and reputation. It's common. Oh yeah, I like sex. Oh, I don't like sex. Well, yeah, I'll change that about you. Or, the person who doesn't like sex is like, well, maybe this person will see that sex isn't that great anyway. Or the chatty person, well, I think you just don't have the right conversations. No, I just don't like talking. You understand? We want to change people. It's a challenge. It's gonna blow up in your face. Maybe not all the time, but very likely. Sometimes you just don't believe the other person. A woman tells me, hey, I don't like sex. I'm like, yeah, okay. Okay, all right? You know what I'm saying? And sometimes, if a woman's fine, she's, body, character, reputation, or, we might look at a man and be like, yo, he got the body, he got the money, he got the, he's intelligent, he's intelligent, Okay. Let me see what the comments are like. Brother Bakari is back. Says, Amani, everybody. Yeah. And then let's see. So what is your cost, right? So what are you willing to give? What are you looking to get? And find that out from others. Test them, quiz them, and really get to know them. Okay? Beyond that, work on these 4 attributes for yourself so that you can expect them from others. All right? You can't ask for what you can't give, pretty much. Right? If you can't pull a Lizzo, I guess, right? Where you're like, "Hey, I'm not in shape, but I want a muscular man." Right? And I don't mean like Lizzo in her personal life. I mean like the image of Lizzo, surrounded by muscular men, right? Apparently she's apparently her dude is not, he's not as, he's all right. So anyway, let's go. Lastly, if you like this essay or want to know how to date further, read my first novel on dating, The Zubiri and the Maroons of Ma'ah. Right here, this is it. Zubiri and the Maroons of Ma'ah. Check it out. It's the first novel. It's about a black man, so on and so forth. Without spoiling it, it's a novel about a good man dating. If you're more interested in marriage, right, then check out the essay titled Nobiko, the Key to All Marriages in the Book of Power, right there. Check out that essay in this book. And then, of course, and if you're more interested in character assessment, look into Sell More, Date More, Be More, and Win More, the top 20 best tips to become more persuasive in the Pro-Black Compendium. That's, you go. This is the Pro-Black Compendium Now look at that. That's 25 5 stars. Let me see. Oh no, it says 24 5 stars. One 24 4 stars, 1 4 stars. So, everybody got a hater, right? I'm just messing. It's all right. If you have any questions, please type them with a timestamp. And lastly, if you want to chat, feel free to send me a message, preferably on the Discord link below. But thanks again for your time, family. And of course, Bibi Fahodie. Let me see the comments. I guess that's about it. Shemi Hotep, Ankh Uja Seneb Neb, Amen, Ma'at, Dua, Necher.